Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the BSDF1 podcast, where Josh Constant always interrupts me. There's a big number. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the BSDF1 podcast for another week. This time, luckily, this is the second time we've tried to record the intro, and Josh didn't interrupt me this time, so that is an excellent start. Already couldn't even start 5 seconds into the podcast before it turned into absolute chaos. So let's see how this one goes today. Gents, how you doing, Josh?
I would agree with that one.
Got classic disagree. As I said, a couple of seconds in, everybody knows that's going to happen. How you doing, though, Josh? You all right today, mate? You good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah.
Nice, that's what we like. Ryan, how you doing?
Pretty much the same.
So
Yeah,
stuff.
big
Honestly,
sigh.
you two, boring.
Can't wait for Christmas.
Boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally
I want my
December.
Christmas
If
break
you listen
from
to
work,
this,
and then I'll be happy.
if you listen to this on release, this is December the 5th, where we're recording it. Should be released on the 6th. But yeah, it's Christmas time. Everyone's supposed to be happy and cheerful, and you've got these two clowns.
Yeah, look, I'm just waiting for the 16th, then I'll be happy because I break up from work. So
You break up from school on the 16th, do you? Is that when you do it? GCSEs
I
all
break up
finished?
from school. Yeah. Hey, my exams are done.
Maybe the real reason we're all sad is because there's no Formula 1 on anymore.
Actually, yeah,
You know?
true.
It's big true. Big
Nothing
true.
to get
We
our
just had a
toxic teeth into.
Sunday. Yeah, we just had a
What
Sunday.
about the F1?
No F1. Big.
We did have
Actual
England
big
play,
shame.
though, and we did win against Senegal, though. That was quite fun. But that was
Yeah,
only like
we did do
2
that.
hours of your day.
That was. Yeah, but it wasn't quite a Formula 1 race, was it, to be fair?
No.
I mean, it's a shame. But again, we're not a football podcast, as Ryan liked to point out on one of our podcasts a little while ago.
Yep.
It was probably building up
Straight
inside
back
him.
onto Formula 1, please.
I just want to talk about racing cars.
I don't want to talk about football.
You know, you kick the circle thing into the big rectangle net. That's how that
Hey,
one
wow,
works.
that's news.
Mm.
Didn't know that.
I don't know if you knew that one at all.
No.
So,
Why would he know that?
I have a topic. But he doesn't know a lot, does he, to be fair? So, I'm joking.
I
I'm
just know how
joking.
to drive in a circle.
I have a topic if you boys want to discuss this topic today.
Depends.
It's
If it's
a,
social media, I'm in.
so, funny enough, I mean, I'm trying to build up like a really interesting dialogue, and you just go, oh, it's this, which is what we're doing today. It's completely
Josh
Destroy.
Like you again. He's just like, nope,
Any
this is what we're
build-up.
doing. This is how
To
we're
be
doing
fair,
it.
though, I
and this
do
is when we're
disagree
doing
with
it.
that comment. I actually agreed with you.
Fuck off. Here we go
Yeah,
again.
for once in this podcast history, you agreed with something that someone has said. What's really funny for some context for the listeners out there is that we spent a little bit of time before this talking about how we're going to make a podcast about social media and stuff, like a long podcast to talk about. Don't worry, I've got my tactics to do, which is just I'm just going to waffle on and add extra bits of English into sentences to make it sound longer. And
Yeah,
what Josh
I'd
does,
say
I'm trying to
English
think, right,
words
I'm
as
going
well.
to create a pretend conversation, bit of humour in there, bit of info. Josh just completely ruins the entire plan. So now I'm doing this bit of ad-lib. Is it ad-lib? What's it? Filibustering. There we go.
That's
This
right.
is just filibustering all over the shop. Filibuster all over the screen.
I mean, maybe we can just edit this whole segment out.
No, nothing's edited. We don't edit anything because we're lazy.
No,
so
we don't edit
we do
anything,
bits.
yeah.
No, bits of editing. The bits of editing we should do, Josh does, because it's only fair, really. For all of his terrible takes and shit opinions. That's what we
Disagreements.
like Abu Dhabi's a good track. Oh, actually. So,
Not bringing it up
a
again.
little rundown of the stuff. A little rundown of the stuff that we're going to talk about. Shed light, which it doesn't need any light shed on it, really, but we're going to talk about it because what better than 3 more idiots on the internet talking about the internet? But talking about the toxicity in Formula 1, the platform that enables the toxicity, some things that happen as well, a lot, not just toxicity, because there's a lot of positives that come from the social space as well. But the effect it actually has on drivers, just taking a quick pause break there because Ryan's being disrupted immediately, which is always funny. Don't know if you can see on the video stream, but he's being interrupted.
YouTube walks in, doesn't even knock. All right.
Do you not have a sign on your door that says on air?
No. I need to get
I'm
one
from
up there.
B&Q, mate.
Good
I'm
idea.
from B&Q.
Okay. I'm not playing though, so I've got food brought to me, so.
No,
What are you
don't
eating?
eat into the mic.
What are you doing, Ryan? Oh my goodness.
No one wants to hear. Anyway, Josh, carry on. You're doing a
Honestly
good
thought I
ad-lib.
muted it, but yeah, I
Holy
didn't, so.
shit.
Every time, Ryan. Why? Look at him just munching on his chips. Okay, so I'm going to open up a bit of a question. This is just going to be a big swing. I just want a yes from each one of you and then a little bit of a description, a yes or a no. Also, no is also available. And a bit of a description on why you think yes or no. Do you think social media is good or bad? Or do you think it's good, I guess, because it's a yes or no question, for Formula One in general? Josh, what do you reckon?
I think yes, but there's obviously more deep-rooted issues with some social media platforms, like specifically Twitter. Like even outside of the Formula One landscape, you've got quite bad racism and sexism as a whole. Like even just football, there's far more racist comments that get made about football players there than there is on Formula One topics. But there needs to be more governance and control on social media platforms that stops, bot accounts that are created just to send hate and make, like professional athletes, as in we're talking about Formula One for this second rather than football players, rather than these 20 people getting hate for driving a car and doing their job essentially, and like doesn't really make sense. But it even falls out of, like we saw recently with Ted Kravitz on Instagram. Like, why is he getting comments on there from people that don't respect his opinion or what he's got to say? Yes, he's a broadcaster, he works for Sky Sports, but it doesn't mean he's entitled to his own opinion against what Sky Sports say. That's what he's there to give his professional take on it. And what a lot of people did was take what he said out of context, probably taken onto social media rather than watching the whole segment on live TV and blowing it way out of proportion and getting it all wrong.
Using it for fuel.
I think ultimately it's good. Yeah, they're using it for fuel, but ultimately I think it's actually a good platform because in a weird way, yes, there's a lot of hate. I don't see a lot of the good stuff on there, but maybe that just gets lost in the hate. When you look at one bad comment, you see 10, or one good comment, you see 10 bad comments, and that's the one you remember, or the 10 you remember. But if social media wasn't there, and we're talking YouTube and this all in this as well, and TikTok, these have boosted the profile among viewers that F1 10 years ago could only dream about, because it's not locked behind a paywall. You get highlights on YouTube for FP1 and FP2 and FP3. And these are normally boring sessions, but most people on YouTube, 2 minutes long, quick little recap of where you're at and who's looking good. They're qualifying on YouTube, and the race stuff is brilliant on the YouTube channel. And then you got all the outside coverage as well, and you get all the podcasts on YouTube as well. And we're part of that whole thing as well, if we're including it. And we want to try and make something of this, and the only way we're going to do that is through social media. And you can't have good and but you got everything has got good and bad signs, I think, but the bad needs to be controlled, and there is many ways it can be controlled, but just can't be done by Formula One. I hope that was good enough description.
Really good breakdown. That was perfect. That was exactly what we were looking for. See, there's so much substance in this topic. No, that was really, really nice. Ryan, what about yourself, mate? Yes, no, good, bad?
Yeah, it's good. Gets your name out there. I mean, I can't really expand much on what Josh has said. Really, there's not much else you can say about it. It's completely 100% agree with what he said about the whole good, bad sides to it.
Do you think
and
there's at the moment
news, gets your name out there?
Yeah, do you think?
Yeah, it's like you say, it's got the whole racism and all that on it. But I mean, throwing back to last year, the whole Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton thing that was going on.
Yeah, there was completely two divided camps.
A lot of racism from Max fans, and just from everyone. It weren't just Max fans. But then it was a vice versa when Max came here, it was the same thing happening. All the Lewis Hamilton fans were giving it to Max as well. So it's a bit of a flip side and a bit of a catch-22 of everyone's going to have their bad days on it and everyone's going to have their good days on it. But 9 times out of 10,
I think
you're
it's
going to
just
remember
too
the bad days
volatile
and
on
not the good
people's
days. So
it's just too volatile on people's commentary. Like, and everyone's on. We talk about Twitter specifically. It's like the most reactionary social media going. Like, as soon as someone has a bad coffee at Starbucks, someone might take a picture and say, "Look how shit my coffee was." Someone, put a biscuit in it and I accidentally dunked it onto my face. Like, it's such a reactionary social media platform. And if there was control there to say, well, I couldn't think of anything better, to be honest. I don't know if you can think of a better one.
Starbucks with a biscuit in it, and they donked it on my face.
To be fair, I don't think that anyone's.
Cool.
I remember a couple of years ago when I went to McDonald's and I got a chicken and bacon burger, and I got half a bacon rasher, and I went to Twitter immediately to take a photo and say, "Look how bad of a job McDonald's did." And I can't.
I remember that tweet.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually remember that tweet.
And I remember no one responded.
Tweets are there to be remembered.
So it means nothing. So I think it's just
that's what you got to take out of it at the end of the day.
Crap.
It is just a tweet post. They're not going to. It doesn't really mean much. You're still going to probably hurt and offend the person that it's towards. But at the end of the day, they've just got to look past it and be like, look, I don't really care about one person.
I think. Did any of you guys listen to the Daniel Ricciardo? Did any of you guys listen to the Daniel Ricciardo podcast the other day on Formula One's channel? It does relate.
No, I haven't actually. No.
So
Personally
Daniel
not,
Ricciardo was, because obviously this year he's been not his greatest. He's not been very good. And I think it's Tom Clarkson. He basically said, do you listen to any of this noise that happens on mostly Twitter? And he said, no, I don't. I'll make a point of not listening to it because it's all negative and I don't want to surround myself. But he then says he goes into the media rooms with the team on a Friday before practice sessions and they go through all of the comments, go through all the negatives and the positives and say, look, this might come. We saw it in Drive to Survive, I think, with Sebastian Vettel and Charles.
Yeah.
It is.
But that's the bad side.
So you go through the whole week.
But that's not the bad side of it, because as much as the driver is trying not to listen to it and look at it and all that, the team will then just drag them into it. And that's where I think the bad side of it comes from. It's not so much the driver making it bad, it's the team helping as well. So people will comment on things and people
But I don't think it's even that though, Ryan, because the team has to tell Daniel Ricciardo that these are happening. Same way that I'd imagine Sky producers would have told Ted Kravitz that it's happening on his social media if he didn't already realise. That they have to tell them because they're going to go to a press conference. 100%
realised.
Yeah, but the drivers are going to go to a press conference, and then these awkward questions are going to come up. So if they face it in the media room, and I can't remember the lady's name who works for Ferrari, but she's got red hair, and you can spot her from a mile away.
Oh yeah, she's been there.
They're going to tell Charles Leclerc. Yeah, she's going to say to Charles Leclerc, "This is what's been coming up about you this week. Have you maybe consider your fault?"
Yeah, I suppose it'd be
in response to this.
I suppose it'd be like a media room with. I suppose it'd be like the media room when Sergio Perez went there after Brazil, and he was like, "I don't know anything about what Max said in his car. I don't know."
Yeah, because they don't know.
Yeah, these are trained responses.
Do you know what?
Yeah,
he was like, "Do you know what Max said in the car?" And obviously, it had literally just gone onto Twitter, so they probably didn't have a chance to tell him. But it was a bit like I don't know. It was just a really dull, awkward moment between the two of, I've told you something you didn't know here.
Mm.
Yeah,
so I get it in that case, but I also do feel like that they need to ease it off. Just say to them, look, this is happening. This is what we can do. These are the questions you're going to be asked. End of story.
Yeah, there's a lot of
it's got further out though.
With
the
teams
not
saying, isn't it? There's a lot of stuff that the teams have to tell them so they don't get blindsided by media.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, I think it's good that they bring that up because they can defend them in their own way. Because if they don't mention it and a slight question comes out.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, it's almost like they can mentally prepare themselves for the questions and sort of try and foresee what questions they're going to be asked. So
exactly. But then
there's been a lot of
Drive to
talk from your bad performance going on.
Yeah.
But with Drive to Survive coming out, it is like a behind closed door access, isn't it? So they almost have to be careful in the media, like the traditional media, the written and the social media sort of ones that might get caught on there, like the Sky Sports and the YouTube F1 coverage they do, they also got to be careful what they say when they go round the side door and then they're mugging off Sky or whatever it is, or like what we saw Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do these.
They've got to be a lot more
yet. Like, yeah, you have to. They got to be a bit more aware. So the only place you can probably do it is on the job.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's a tricky one.
There's no real safe place to go, is there?
I
No.
I personally feel like Drive to Survive, brilliant series. But I feel like they take something, like they'll take one little argument from two teammates and they'll blow it up massively out of proportion.
Oh, they did that with
but that
Lando
also feels
to the
that
point where it's
Carlos,
like it wasn't.
didn't they?
Yeah,
And then Lando and Daniel again.
and Daniel.
Yeah.
but then
They
it's
did
also
Lando
like
twice.
that. Like Lando and Carlos, they massively blew it up, but it was like it's not that big of a deal. At the end of the day, he's still going out and playing golf with him, and he's still a really good mate of his. So is it
They just
really
needed
that
some
bad, or is it just
drama.
Is it you just trying to get some drama and content and making things look worse than what they actually are?
Yeah, because when you think the
That
2020
side of
season,
media-
it had COVID, but that was really kind of it.
yeah. I
I mean, that lasted,
side of
what,
media
like
where
4
people
minutes in
forcibly
the
blow
first
things
episode?
up.
Yeah.
COVID was like,
There's a disease.
oh, COVID's here. Oh, my God. Back to racing. Let's go.
Anyway,
What's COVID?
moving on.
Yeah, literally. Oh, no. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't
And
go
then
to
just a shot of Lewis Hamilton putting on a
Australia.
mask every now and again.
Oh, well. Yeah.
And then some slow mo.
Cash is king, baby. Cash is king.
Around the road.
So here's another interesting one, because that's lined up really nicely, and I think I'll let Ryan take this on first. Is Drive to Survive has this stigma online that we all know that it's, if you're a Drive to Survive fan, you're an idiot, you know nothing, and you're clueless, right? And as soon as that comes out, there are people that I know that are avid F1 fans that know I started watching properly through Drive to Survive, and it hooked me, and I know so much about the sport, but people wouldn't think I'm a Drive to Survive fan with how much I know, but I am. And it's like this stigma that's attached to the whole thing is like, you've got some people that are Drive to Survive fans that are in the social space that are absolutely clueless and stumble their way through things. But then you've got people that are like us, who are we've all watched Formula One in spats through our years, right? But not like in depth. We didn't watch a full season every race. We watched the race every now and again with a parent.
Drive to Survive.
But I want to hear, do you think there's too much criticism put on a Drive to Survive fan on social media, and it's used as a very easy out? Because there is a lot, and I want your opinions on this, both of you. Is F1 being gatekeeped well too much? Ryan, what do you think?
If you're talking about people that are just Drive to Survive fans who have literally just watched the Drive to Survive seasons that are out on Netflix, and then they turn around and go,
Nice little
I know
promotion
everything
there, Ryan.
about Formula One.
Netflix, we will take
All the way down.
credit.
Well, just bleep it out.
No, that's good.
You can catch this
Sponsorship
episode
deal,
on
you know?
Sky
We'll have a show
Glass
soon.
if you press the red button.
But it's just
Catch
like
up on
people
all the
then-
action and the highlights.
By pressing the red button. Over to you, Ryan.
Fucking Sky Glass.
No,
Got
I
mine.
was just going to say that if people are like just watching the Drive to Survive seasons and then they're sitting there going, right, I know everything back from when Michael Schumacher started racing. No, you don't. Just shut up, leave, watch your Drive to Survive and leave it at that. If you're a Drive to Survive fan like us, where we fully got hooked through Drive to Survive, but we also watched a race here and there and half a season here and there before Drive to Survive, then yeah, fair enough. Like, you can actually have a comment and have a say, but if you're just watching Drive to Survive and you're trying to have a say and have a comment, then no, go away.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. There's a lot of fans that you'll see online, and this is, the typical Verstappen fans and the Team LH fans, right? Where they'll pick a driver on Drive to Survive. Lando Norris has this a lot as well for some reason, but they'll pick a driver. All they watch is Drive to Survive, and then they will religiously defend that driver like it is their profit. They will take to things and they will DM and tweet at everybody
Well-
to make sure that they know that they will come to their house if they dare speak about their driver. They're the sort of people that are ruining it.
Yeah, but what I've also realised with Drive to Survive is they break the person down at first, then they build him back up, and then they make it look like he's the best driver in the world. And then they leave it and move on to the next episode. And they
Mazepin with the Russian rain. Remember that one? Always remember that one. Favourite.
But no, like literally, they'll just do segments, and they'll just be like, right, so this happened, and this happened. But you're looking at the first race, then the 10th race, and then the 15th race.
I do. To be fair though,
Yeah.
I do understand what
they're.
I understand what they're doing there, because that's you need to, with anything like that, you do need to tell a story. And if they told it race weekend by race weekend, I think you'd get a bit lost if you're a neutral. Because as F1 fans, we get it.
I'm not saying they need to do it by race weekend, by race weekend, by race weekend. But what I'm saying is, if you're just watching Drive to Survive and you're only seeing snippets of race 1, snippets of race 10, snippets of race 15, and then you're trying to comment on the entire season through just them snippets of weekends, it's never going to work out for you. You're going to be working on backdated information that just doesn't work out for you.
I think, to be fair, though, I
don't
don't know if many fans do that. I think they stumble upon Drive to Survive because maybe they watched the Kobe Bryant documentary on Netflix and got recommended to watch that, potentially. But I also think that there's a lot of fans who watch something like that and then think that that's enough information to go off to start having like quite a outgoing conversation piece on Twitter.
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying, like, they're trying to watch that and then, like you say, have enough information off of that to then try
what
and
they
have an
should do
argument,
is what someone we know that we didn't think would watch at Formula One at all, and then we was like, oh, you watched that on Netflix? And you're, okay, fantastic. Oh, and then me and Josh started sending like YouTube documentaries from like 2016 and 2018, and we were like, oh, this guy might get into it, and then we started inviting him to things. Yeah, exactly. And you think that's what you should do.
Always recommend the Flaws YouTube channel.
Or yeah, and outside of other YouTubers as well. Like I used to watch Perspective. He used to do some good takes on stuff. No comment on the recent things. But that's what I would probably do if I was a new fan. But I think you can't, like, it's like at the moment, every single England fan is currently, doing Gareth Southgate's job every time he plays. Only because you've watched like 4 games in the World Cup, you don't know what you're talking about. You should let the people who have been watching football for a very long time make the opinions that you don't know and take criticism on. Don't go, well, obviously I know what I'm talking about just because I've watched this or this one game or this one race weekend or whatever. Like, it's all well and good having an opinion, but if you can't literally be taking your opinion as, written on the wall. You have to listen to others. And I think the problem is people go to Twitter and defend that driver to the hill.
Yeah.
Then that
blind
works.
Defending
doesn't
the blind, basically.
Yeah, you need to get your hook on the subject. Then you need to get your information from the subject, and then you actually need to do your research on the subject. You can't just get your hook on the subject and go off of that.
Exactly that, and I think that's the main issue.
There's a lot of there's an awful lot of that stigma that goes around online. The other one that I do find, you've got the Drive to Survive people, which will either not know anything, come in and defend with no knowledge, or they would have learnt their stuff and come in and have an equal ground, but because they're a Drive to Survive fan, you're immediately thrown out the door. The other interesting one, which I joke about with Leo, is gatekeeping. And gatekeeping, I think, is the most one of the most toxic things you can do, right? Now, you get like people who've been F1 fans since they are our age, right? And they've watched races since they were 5 years old. They've seen everything. They've seen it all, and and they'll throw out a quote, oh, you're an F1 fan, are you? Okay, who drove for Minardi then in this year? And you're like, what? I don't know. I like these seasons. All right. Oh, yeah, who drove for Spiker? And it's like, come on, man. Like, really? Unless you're and they'll try and gatekeep it. You don't know all of it, though, do you? Like, you're new. It's the same thing as football fans do. Oh, yeah, favourite England lineup was the one from 1984.
No, I don't think.
Huh?
I don't think it's football. I think there's a sport worse than Formula One and football, which is boxing. That's worse for gatekeeping. Boxing is
Well,
much
that's
worse.
this was an F1
boxing has some
podcast,
serious
so-
gatekeeping.
Boxing
as
is the
well.
most
A lot of
worst
sports have
gatekeeping,
gatekeeping.
but
Yeah.
I don't really know
They'll
why.
always say, my
I
favourite
think-
champion is the one from years ago. And it's like, okay. Because I brought up, that was when it was
And I
good,
don't-
and it was
do you know
this,
what?
and this, and this, and this.
I don't think it's even the gatekeeping Formula One fans from the ones that followed Schumacher. I don't think it's even those don't care. The diehard fans just like watching it on a Sunday, whereas like it's the new fans that are, well, like Max is my goat. I'm not going to tell anyone else about this, like unless they're a Max fan, and if they're not on there, it's sort of like an agenda
Yeah.
for things like that, and that's when it
Yeah,
becoming
that's
gatekeeps.
exactly it, yeah.
If you're not in that divide, which is I think it's bad, then that's what makes it toxic because there's also Lewis fans, and when they clash heads on Twitter, it then becomes really ugly, and then that's when everything gets a bad rap.
You don't hear big dramas going on between the Perez community and the Carlos community, right? It is the Verstappen and the Lewis things.
We never
Because
know.
of last year, because of it's all came from, like I said, social media and a hate spiral. And it's one of the
But
things
it's
that I
always
get
going to
really
be there
annoyed with.
because it's always going to be there because the amount of times they have come together and the amount of times that people like us have gone, that's Max's fault. And then other people that support Max have gone, that's Lewis's fault. Go onto Twitter, they turn up. Two people have said two different things of, Max could have given space. But then again, someone else then turns around and goes, Lewis could have given space. And it just spirals from there.
I think the problem
and
is
it's everybody
It's
who's
always going to be
online
there and
trying
it's
to
always
be-
going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the problem is
They're
with this
trying to be the
conversation.
race director.
Yeah.
I think the problem is with this conversation is that we are all three of us against social media, or you don't use social media to what other people do, so we don't have the other side to it. Whereas the thing that I can't understand, and I imagine you guys agree, is after something like that happens, your first instinct isn't to go to Twitter to complain in an open space. We have a private chat that's focused on Formula One between us four, Leo included, and we talk about decisions, but normally in a memed way, like we saw in Brazil. We don't.
But then also we do sometimes have disagreements and then we resolve it by saying, no, actually, to be fair, I
But that's
agree
because
with you,
that's
but
because we
also,
can.
this
though.
could have happened.
You can't do that on
But that's
Twitter
'cause we
you
can-
just have to back yourself,
No,
don't you, all the
'cause
time?
When you're talking to someone that's from bloody Vietnam or somewhere like that, they just don't understand where you're coming from to where they're coming from. They've got their ideas, you've got your ideas. You can't fully explain
Yeah.
yourself because they don't understand you because you don't know them.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And
people
they
don't
don't
just
want to
a bit of a back
understand
and forth,
your
and everything's just always
humour.
gonna
Twitter.
Yeah,
No, they don't want to. They don't want to
it's-
sit there and
yeah,
go,
it's a crazy place.
you've changed my opinion
I mean,
from
yeah,
a post
if
that
you,
I've seen.
to be fair, if you admit you're wrong on Twitter, you probably ended your Twitter career or whatever sort of career you had in life.
People
anyway.
think that exists.
Josh,
but
what happens?
They might. How serious
So,
people take it.
What? Josh, what happens on Reddit? Because I don't use Reddit on Formula One, but I don't think Ryan does. What you use it more than we do. What happens there?
Reddit's an interesting one because I'm on 3 motorsport ones. Basically, you've got Formula Dank, which is just memes. Then you've got the Formula One
Which is
official
pure gold.
one, where people actually discuss things, and then you've got the sim racing stewards, which also then kind of every now and again does that. But basically, Formula Dank is just a bunch of shithousery. Don't take any of it seriously whatsoever. And then the Formula One official has an awful lot more, I don't know, sensible takes. And that sounds weird for Reddit, but you've also got to forget, can't forget, that Reddit has moderation. And moderation is done by the people who are in charge. If you've got a tyrannical Reddit mod who only supports Verstappen, then that page will only ever have pro Verstappen things upvoted, pro Verstappen things commented. If you've got moderators that are, let's say, like us, yeah, we're Lewis fans, but we're not going to fucking shit on someone because they're a Verstappen fan, right? It'll be a bit of a meme, but it won't be serious. You might. Yeah, you might do it at a different occasion.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Matt.
But,
I can't stand
We
him.
might for a couple of days, but after that we'll allow it and just let it go.
But if you've got that sort of moderation going on that page, it will promote quite a healthy conversation. It doesn't, and there is those conversations obviously that don't. But I think Twitter is a bigger hate pool than Reddit by far.
Josh, you already mentioned it. There,
a lot
the
less
keyword
people
you said
use Reddit.
3 times was moderation. That's the one thing Twitter don't have.
Yeah.
People don't moderate what
with
they're
Elon,
typing.
idiot.
Someone doesn't moderate. Yeah,
Never
it doesn't even moderate people that are saying the wrong things on there now. No.
He just fires his employees.
Yeah, I know.
Fires everyone and re-employs them because he's a moron. But
Should
I
we
could
go
do a
back to the
whole
original
podcast on
question,
why
though?
Elon Musk is a
The
moron.
drive to survive question. Should we go back to that?
Well, that was basically wrapping it up. You know, it was about
yeah, that was pretty much wrapped up, wasn't it? So
yeah, the gatekeeping and the drive to survive gatekeeping kind of melds into a bit of one. But here's one for you both. So with Formula One and a lot of things, you know, surrounding cancel culture, which again is all bred from social media to just get a punch of people to make something sound ridiculous, and then people get cancelled. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, obviously. But with Formula One, you've got things like cancel culture doesn't exist, but they try it with people like, as an example, they tried to cancel Ted Kravitz for doing his comment thing, right? And it's just a witch hunt. They try and do it anytime, any driver. I mean, all the drivers are very PR trained, very, very PR trained. But as a prime example, with people sometimes drivers directly promoting that hatred to go towards stuff. As a prime example, in the Verstappen interview in Brazil, when Verstappen said he basically knew that crashing Lewis out loses him a race, to where him crashing, he loses nothing. That's like Twitter toxicity right there, right? You're literally just saying, I'm just going to crash him out. Potentially, injured a man.
He built himself up for that one by himself.
Yeah, I was literally
he didn't help himself at all with that comment. It just, if anything, it just fueled the fire for people to go, Max is the dirtiest driver on the grid.
Yeah,
because he turned around and said, I crashed into him because it lost me 5 seconds. It lost him the race. Yeah. Why would you even say that sort of thing? What is it going to get? It's just going to...
Sorry, mate. Yeah, no, you look back at what Twitter did. It's a very strange thing because you had people were ripping Max to pieces, but it's like it's kind of like he lost himself. He thought he was in like a live lobby on a video game. If it was on like Xbox Live or something.
But then also saying that,
crashed you out, didn't I, idiot? Yeah.
But also saying that, and then going back to the previous question you said, is all the Drive to Survive fans were still backing him and saying, no, he done the right thing. So.
Yeah, because they don't understand.
That's a good point. Yeah, because they don't follow. Yeah, they don't look at the rules.
They don't. Fully understand, and they're like, yeah, but Lewis could have moved over. It's not that simple. Why didn't Max just back up?
Let's be fair. We might sit here and say...
It doesn't work that you just stop turning on a corner. So
let's be fair. We're not going to sit here and say, we look at the rules. I don't think I've ever looked at the FAA. I think Josh is probably the only one that's looked at an FAA document.
Yeah, I've not read the whole thing, obviously, but I'll read through it.
If they get posted up in the group chat we've got, then I'll read them, but I don't know my way to
yeah.
The point is, you either know something about how racing works or you don't, and if you don't know it, you shouldn't defend what has just happened because you don't know both sides.
I mean, if the driver has openly admitted to saying, I crashed into him, it lost me 5 seconds, it lost him the race, it means he done it on purpose.
Yeah.
There's no coming back from that saying, I accidentally done it. No, you've literally just said, it lost me 5 seconds, it lost him the race. End of story. You've done it on purpose. There's no coming back from it. If you're still trying to defend that driver for doing something like that, you're an idiot, and you just shouldn't be there. Just stop trying to take a point on this.
Yeah. Do you know what the worst ones are?
That's the problem with social media.
Do you know what the worst ones are?
Go on, Josh.
And they're mostly on Twitter, and it's them obsessive ones. You know, you go on Twitter and you might see. I'm just going to use the Max fans for example because they're the only ones I see. So if you're a Max fan, I don't care. You get the
I was going to say, none of us actually really care, but go on.
Their profile has a picture of Max Verstappen with his gold helmet going like that. And then he's like, banner profile or banner graphic will be, I don't know, the 2 Red Bulls part like this. And then it'll be, in his bio, it'll be MV Watt 33, CP, Checo Perez, whatever number he is at the moment. And then Christian Horner is my GF, like all that kind of shit. And you're like, mate, it's so cringe that you're doing this stuff. And then you get, obviously, I'm be devil's advocate. There's a Lewis one as well. Be like LH is Bay or whatever, a little love heart. And it's just like, These are the main issue because they're the ones butting heads. The people that are just like genuine fans, they go onto it and go, look at these cringe idiots like kicking off, and none of them know what they're talking about. They're just spouting complete shit.
No, but it's also I'm also kind of happy that everything like that happens because it's the comedic effect for me as well. It's just funny to watch them go back and forth, and in your own head, you're like, you're both wrong.
In all fairness,
both still trying to argue for a correct point that hasn't been made yet.
The greatest thing that comes out of that Twitter like thunder shitstorm is that Rocket Power Mohawk brings it up and then uses it to create his content, which is fantastic, which is a positive.
Oh, I mean, Rocket Power Mohawk is just goated anyway. I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah,
best F1 content online.
Yeah.
I am. Could you imagine?
We'd
have to bleep everything out. Everything would have to be bleeped.
Yeah, he says it how it is.
Shall we talk about the other Formula One like social media? I'm not going to say star because that's overrating it.
Well, this is actually you're about to like perfectly segue me here. There's something that I've found out. There's something I've found out recently, and it winds me up. It winds me up, right? Now, I do all the thumbnails for the YouTube, so the only way you can make stuff work on YouTube really is to clickbait the hell out of it. And you can clickbait harmlessly, right? But I've noticed, especially on Formula 1, and there's a Formula 1 channel, I can't remember what it's called now, but it's something with the name like F1, something or other, right? And they'll just get a picture to get as many clicks and views as something. They'll get a thumbnail and it'll be like, I can't believe Mercedes just said this. And it's like nothing. It is just nothing video content at all. Or it's like Ferrari's downfall, or it'll be like before a race weekend, right? And they'll go, Mercedes new upgrade, unbelievable. How have they done it? But there isn't an upgrade this weekend.
It'll be nothing. It'll be nothing to do with that topic, but they'll just put that in there because it gets people to click on it, and they're like, "Oh, okay, we'll watch."
Infuriates me, this thing, and there's just a little bugbear that I have with like where the content creation is turning into this just like spam fest of things, and everyone who does anything on YouTube then, is guilty of it, but it's getting a little bit out of hand with kind of like not gaslighting, obviously, but like just straight up lying on a thumbnail. Like, at least when we do, like, a tier list, we put some drivers in different places.
I can already see that we do this in, like, I don't know, 6 months, and hopefully we get anything from it. And if someone does, and they screen that and go, yeah, do you remember when you said that? And then you did this about 3 weeks later. I can see it happening.
Yeah. I mean, I see that happening. I do clickbaity titles and stuff like that, because everybody does, right? And you have to become this... necessary evil, where I don't like the fact that thumbnails are like that. I'd like to just have, oh look, these three guys having a discussion about Formula 1. That'd be lovely, but you can't do that. It's got to be, oh my god, no way that this thing was said. I can't believe Leclerc called Carlos a this. And it's like, oh, I've got to click on that and watch what's going on with that video. That doesn't, it's frustrating, and I think that, to me, in the YouTube space, which is what we'll finish our chat on here, the YouTube space is also, it's not as toxic, but I find a lot of it, I can sit here, look at this camera and say that I think the Guan Yu Zhou is going to be the champion next year, and here's why. And, you know, it just doesn't, it annoys me. But it is content creation, and it's content at the end of the day. I just get, I don't know, funny with it. With the thumbnails. What do you boys think about YouTube and F1 in general? I think it's good, but I think there's a lot. I don't even think
YouTube is the one to think about with that kind of stuff anymore. YouTube is just like the place you put it because everyone knows it. TikTok is the one that's like the new gen Twitter. It's just I'm not even going to disrespect it because because you have to do it, but it's just mental. Like the way that you can put something there, and if you're a like I sent you a screenshot, didn't I, of that Max Verstappen fan. He just makes videos about Max Verstappen, like cuts. They're really well edited, but they're just supremely obsessed, and that can't be great. Yeah, but then obviously there's going to be other Max fans that are as obsessed. It's like the one that I was talking about was the one I keep sending the videos in of the TikTok Verstappen because they're just
yeah,
you can't not watch them. But and obviously that's the reason he does it.
because
He's not related to
it's
Formula One
mega
anymore
cringe.
because it's just the hat that he wears and some glasses from wherever. I don't really, I don't really know what he's trying to achieve. But he's obviously doing really, really well. And apparently he was at Silverstone last year, so hopefully we see him this year. So I'll give him a pat on the back because I definitely couldn't do it. But like, it's just
people love.
I mean,
to
the
hate
only
has
thing
no
that-
relevance to Formula One. Yeah. But it doesn't make any sense.
The only thing they've got going for them is if they turn around and say, "I am a massive fan of this driver," you've got every single fan of that driver going, "Okay, I'll go and look at it."
Yeah. I mean that's
then
that's
expands.
that, isn't it?
Because then they'll look at it and that'll get more views. That'll then spread it and then look at it. We don't even like Max that much, and we're watching them from Max
exactly.
Verstappen fans. How can
we
talk
know.
about all this if we
And
don't know
Andy
anything
Moore,
about
if you're watching it, I've checked your Instagram. I went deep and I found you in a Lewis hat. So yeah, up yours. Cringe.
it? Well, I mean, this
He
is
did as
also
well.
Moving
this is
on.
also
He's
the thing.
obsessed.
Yeah. Moving on.
He's
But that's just my
absolutely
take on it.
obsessed with
Is that people always have their obsessions
It obsessed in a good way.
that will then expand
Andy
on
Moore.
someone else's obsession, and then that'll expand their account more. So
Can I just raise one other thing
just-
before
No,
we
it's
move on,
good.
Josh? I went on Twitter.
Yeah, go
First
for it.
thing I opened was Autosport, and this is their actual Twitter, and it's Christian Horner who said who was the rookie of the year, and he says because he lives rent free in his head, Toto Wolff, and he's literally on the off season creating toxicity. Well done, Christian
mate,
Horner.
it is so funny how much Toto
bad.
Wolff is just in his head.
He doesn't even need to live rent free in his head. The guy's a multi-millionaire.
No.
He's got a mansion in Christian's brain. Hilarious. Moving on.
Yeah,
It's because he knows
It's-
Mercedes is going to come.
I did see that. I thought it was incredibly cringe because he stopped himself immediately, like Toto or Guan Yu Zhou. It's like, goblin, like proper goblin. Christian Horner, absolute goblin.
But the worst thing that's
like,
happened
just
there, though, is Guan Yu
grow
Zhou, or Zhou Guan Yu, has lost the... Like, they're only going to talk about that moment. It's not going to talk about Zhou being the best
Yeah.
rookie. Just selfish. Doesn't need to be said.
He's just
Stupid.
He's just an idiot.
Anyway,
he's just,
the
over
only
to you,
reason
Josh.
Joe was the
an
best
idiot.
rookie is because he was the only rookie. But
He was also the only rookie, true. Apart from with people's copium with Schumacher's rookie copium.
if you're not the best rookie when there's only one rookie, you're doing something really wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay, so that's good. That's good. Good bit of convo with the social media stuff. I think we've brought to light the stuff that's already brought to light. We're just a couple more people talking about it on the internet, like I said. But again, still, it's a good thing to talk about on a regular basis to just make people aware. And like I always say online, your own opinion is absolutely fine and valid. But when other people's opinions are also fine and also valid, do not scream at them because they do not line up with yours. If it's just that and you say, that's an interesting opinion, I didn't think of that, everything would be fine. But that's when it all comes tumbling down when someone goes, wait, he said something that I don't agree with. It's an opinion.
I've got
It
a way
doesn't
to
matter.
summarise it as well. It's a bit like betting. Every time you place a bet down, you're using your actual money. You think about before you do it. Don't make a comment if you haven't thought about that comment and what it might do to others. Take a moment.
Another good analogy as well is like, imagine if you're in Starbucks, right, and someone puts a tea bag in.
Someone's a fucking
whatever it was, whatever nonsense he said. Wait, did he just?
Oh, he's gone.
He just
Did he
dropped
just leave?
out of the thing. Oh my goodness me!
He raged
Well,
quit the podcast.
I can't believe that.
He's
Where
actually
is he?
just got up and walked out of the room.
He got violated so badly. I don't even know if I can join back, Brian. I've actually got no idea. This has never happened before. It's
Yeah,
still
you should be able
recording.
to just join back, but he's
Why
going to
is he
moan at
not
himself because he had to do this to me last week where he had to piece himself in, but he's going to have to piece himself in this time.
I've got
I'll
like
piece myself in, sorry, but this week he's going to have to piece himself in.
here he comes. Look,
Okay, that was hilarious.
he's slowly joining back, listeners. Here he is. He got so violated. There he is. He had to leave.
I don't even know what's happened there and what's going to happen after. I
He
think
got
it's
so
completely
violated
weird.
he had to get up and take a little walk.
Oh dear.
Get his breath back.
He had to go outside and get some air before he started hating on the Twitter again.
You're back now, mate. You're all right. You're back. That was good, though. He left
So,
it
guys,
again.
that is an epic demonstration of what to do if you're... Hang on a
Wait,
minute.
now
Why is
there's
there now
two of
you?
you.
Fucking hell.
What are you doing?
I have no idea.
What are you doing, dude?
Right, all I'm going to do.
Okay, so that's all good, all done, basically. What we're going to do now, we're going to move on to the game section. Everyone's hopefully favourite section. Yes, the bit that you.
I don't
do
think
so.
I've
Josh,
actually
do you have
got
the scoreboard?
Yeah, I do.
I don't think I've actually got one singular point anytime we've done
I
this.
know. Hang on, Ryan. You've actually got one. Over 2 games where I think about 9 points are on offer, you have won. To be fair, Leo, who I thought was going to dominate everything, only got 1 last time. I think I've just gone a bit clutch and not realised it because I don't really remember a lot of things.
You've definitely got another tab open.
No, because my screen here is ready to play Sim after the pod, so that's
remember, he
definitely
can't
not
touch his monitor
and I've
or
got the
anything because
football
otherwise
there.
he's just going to leave.
Oh, you two definitely talk to each other before the pods and go, right, these are the questions I'm
Well,
asking.
to be fair though, Ryan, if you turned up 15 minutes before, like we say you should, then you might know.
No, I didn't
but you
walk through
don't.
the door till 6:20.
Oh, go
Oh,
get a
sorry.
violins
Again,
out.
sounds like
Anyway,
a you problem
Josh,
once again. Okay.
Sounds like the geezers
you
driving
asked
to
for
the back
7
of a
p.m.
lorry
You got
stop.
7 p.m.
Why
Can't let people drive into the back of lorries then.
what are you talking about?
There was a crash on the
Josh,
O2
ask the
now.
questions.
That's not fair, is it? So, on today's episode of How Stupid Are Josh and Ryan, we're going to be asking about
Very.
names of corners
Is
and
that even a
straights
question?
on F1, maybe not
Oh,
F1
right.
tracks.
Christ.
Well,
Not a clue.
F1 tracks
I only
and
know about
other
3.
tracks. That's fine. It's not a
Okay.
lot because I tried to find. I had a good quiz until I realised the quiz that was loaded.
Hold on a minute.
Oh,
Is this why you
Here we
asked us
go.
to name a couple of tracks at the start of the pod?
yep. And Josh kind
Right,
of
and we
pulled
said
some out,
Melbourne
which has the
and
most.
Sao Paulo.
Yeah,
Melbourne? Is he getting Melbourne
And I said
from?
I said Melbourne.
Did you? Why would you say,
I did say
Melbourne?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
did say
did, yeah.
Melbourne. Because you
Oh.
just said name 2 tracks.
And you went with
You
Melbourne
didn't say
and
specifically name
and
2 tracks you know all the corners on.
Portimao. Well, no, obviously. I thought you might have done that.
I mean,
but-
if you're about to say,
but how are we going to
what
do this?
if you're going to ask me what the corners are, I've got nothing in the bank for Portimao. I have no idea.
Well, this. Well,
Not
I
even-
looked at
not
them
even
and I
Australia
literally
either.
didn't. Apparently there's a corner called Samsung, and I'm like, in Portugal, okay. So
really?
I just
Isn't
thought
that
I'm going to spin
where
off
the
Portimao.
TVs are at? Yeah.
That's
So
the bad
these are
idea.
going to be some hard ones, some easy ones. What we're going to do, though, we're going to play a little game of who can get there first. This is going to be so bad, right? This is going to be so bad. But you have to buzz in, okay? So, and because of the internet latency that this podcast has today for some reason, this is going to be the most scuffed game ever played on the internet. So what we're going to do, Ryan, you're going to buzz. Your buzz is going to be, what's your buzz going to be? Make a noise. What do you want your buzz to be? Okay, there we go.
no, wait.
You got to roll with it. No, you got to roll with it.
All the noises in the world. I think, your mum and dad come into it. What are you doing? So, Ryan, yours is Josh, what's your buzzer noise?
Leave it.
Leave it.
Did you hear that?
Leave it. Okay.
Yeah, I do. Leave
They're
it.
two good
Leave
ones.
it. Leave it.
Leave it. Leave it and So, I'll be the decider on who got the buzzer first. If you do buzz, you can only answer once, and you have not a long time to buzz. I'm just going to be kind of like rolling through maybe 6 or 7 seconds to answer the question. Okay? If not, it goes to the other person. First person to get it right obviously gets the point. Are you ready? I want to hear a buzzer from both of you. Are you ready?
Leave it.
I want to hear a buzzer.
He's too busy eating bloody chips. Still. Oh, these chips are about 50 minutes old.
It's because Ryan,
These cheesy
Ryan makes
chips
that
must
noise
be
all the
cold
time.
as hell.
Right.
They are pretty cultured,
Okay.
but-
Yeah,
Quiet
on
in
the
the
right.
question room. Okay, so I'm just going to name a corner or a straight or whatever on a racetrack. F1 has been on all these tracks at least at one point. Okay, so there will be multiple on the same one, so don't think they're trick questions. Just knowledge. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. First one is going to be. So I'll start off with an easy one. Let's go with Senna
Yeah, definitely.
S.
Leave it. I've got to tell you the
Yep,
track, yeah?
that's Josh. Yeah, got
It's
to
in
be the
Brazil.
track.
Sao Paulo.
And the track
I
name,
can't remember
please.
the name because it's like a really long track name.
Nice.
I can't tell you the track name. I don't
Yeah.
know the track name. But it's in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
In fact, Ryan, if you know the track name, Ryan, I will let you steal.
Not even got a clue, mate.
Okay. I'll give you the point, obviously, because you did get it is Brazil and it's Sao Paulo, but the track is Interlagos. Interlagos.
Christ,
That is
yeah.
that's the track. Of course it is. Of course it
God's
is.
sake.
It's
Do you know what
very
I was
laggy,
thinking of?
by
You know
the
when
way,
Ted
so-
done his notebook? Do you know when Ted done his notebook and then he was like, "This is the track, the Premio, the whatever it is." I was trying to remember that, and I was like, "There's no
Yeah.
shot that's the track name," and I couldn't remember what it is. So I'm in the bin for that. And that's my favourite
Yeah,
circuit
definitely.
as well. Mudded.
Yep. Definitely mudded. Big
You
mudded.
are stupidly good at that track.
Right. Okay, next one.
Only in
So
a
1 point
virtual
to
game.
Josh, I'll give him. I'll give it. Okay, you ready? Chapel.
Maybe Josh, just quickly, maybe do 2 points then if you get
Yep.
spot on then, so Ryan can get back into it.
Yeah, we'll
Leave
do
it.
two. We'll do two. We'll do two.
That's in
Ryan did
Silverstone,
his on
England.
first.
I didn't even
Wait,
hear the question because
right.
Josh was talking.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. Reset. Hold on. Chapel. Go.
I don't know what's happening here. There's so much lag.
Are you ready? This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, go on.
I've got to try and get this right first.
You're the question answer. What's going on? You need
I know,
to
but it's these are all they're not all in English, okay? All right, they're not all in English.
The most dyslexic person here trying to read a foreign language.
So I do apologise for anybody that I might butcher this, but Virulenti della Roggia. Where is that corner?
Ah,
Virulenti della Roggia.
He done these things.
I want to say,
Ryan, go on.
I want to say Spa, but I feel like you're saying the entire corner name instead of the name we all know it by.
Della Rossa. That
Okay.
sounds
Is
that
that your
sounds
final
to me.
answer?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Spa. It sounds...
Wrong.
Josh, are you
Josh,
trying to
up
say?
for you to steal for
are
a
you
point.
trying to say Vicente Della Rossa? If so, it's an Italian track. Oh, okay, no then.
No, it's not. It's not pronounced like that. Well, I don't know because I'm not
Well, I
Italian.
don't know if it's Imola or Monza, but I'm going to go Imola.
Going for Imola. Incorrect. It is actually Monza. It is. I'll try it one more time. Variante della Roggia, which is turn 3, the chicane before you get to a Lesmo.
I thought it was
That
Italian.
one.
Ah, right, okay.
Okay. Right, you ready? Here comes
So
another.
that was chicane 1 and 2, so...
Here comes another good one on your buzzers. So it's still 1-0 at the moment because none of you got that one right.
Yep.
Brooklands.
Leave it.
Yep, Josh.
I saw Ryan go. That's Silverstone.
I'm trying to think... That
Silverstone.
proper threw me off.
Correct.
I just saw his mouth
correct.
going. I was like, I have to say it. I was like, I think I know where it
He
is.
said Brooklands, and I was like...
His mouth just went.
I was like, I need to think about this.
Excellent. Okay, that's 2-1 so far. Couple more. Are you ready?
Yep.
Born ready.
Blanchimont.
Leave it. That's in
Go on.
Spa. I think.
Oh,
French.
Well done.
Yeah. What
Well
is that?
done.
What one is that?
Fair
Excellent.
play.
Blanchimont
where
is the
that?
corner that you go around
Is that the-
before you get to the bus stop.
Is that? Oh, okay. That's the fast speed one.
Bus
Then,
stop. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the highest. Yeah.
I'm going
Yeah.
to rename the bus stop
Okay.
chicane to Ryan Dive Bomb chicane.
Ryan dive bomb chicane. It is.
Yeah, but it
proper.
always works. It always
Yeah.
works.
Goated.
It's big one. Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Ascari.
Leave it.
Yep, Ryan.
Monza.
Yeah, here we
Had
go.
to get
Just
that.
pulled it back.
Is that the one you come?
pulled it back.
Is that
to be
one?
fair, I had to get that.
Is that the one you bottle it at all the time?
Yeah.
Yep. That's
I
his
take
favourite bottle
the
corner.
shortcut. I take the shortcut across the gravel. Saves about
Okay,
5 seconds on your lap.
this is going to be a good one. Okay, on your buzzers. This is currently 2-2 now on your buzzers. I think it's 2-2. I can't remember. Go back and put
no,
like
it's
a thing
2-2.
on the screen. of the
It's
point.
free.
2-2.
It's free too. It's
3-2.
free.
There
Where'd
we
you
go.
get that extra point from?
Brooklands.
Oh, no, you got the double, didn't you? You got the Silverstone and the other one. I can't even count to 5. That's how good I am. Okay, are you ready? This is really a good one. Dingle Dell. Dingle Dell.
And this is real?
You what?
Dingle Dell. There are
We're
some people
showing
who might
ourselves
listen
to
to this
be
that...
Drive to Survive fans here. Dingle Dell.
Now, remember at the start, I said that Formula 1 has raced at all of these tracks.
Oh, so
They
it's an
may
older
not
one.
race at them anymore.
Dingle Dell.
All right, I'm going to go leave it. Do you know what? I'm going to go with, I reckon it's an American circuit. And what's that one we used to do on Project Cars all the time?
Watkins Glen.
Yeah, Watkins Glen. I'm going to go Watkins
I
Glen.
don't
just for
think
the
Formula One's ever raced there.
Yeah,
they did.
Formula 1 raced at Watkins Glen during the
All right,
70s and
Ryan,
80s.
the Drive to
Okay.
Survive fan.
We're
It's in the
still bringing it
70s
all
and the
back up.
80s, Brim.
Yeah, they had Drive to
Might have
Survive
been
back then.
mixed,
What are you talking
I can't
about?
remember. Yeah, they had to drive to survive.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, literally, 'cause they had no power anti-lock brakes.
So, what do you reckon then? You think it's Watkins Glen?
I'm going to go Watkins Glen. I have no idea. This sounds American, though.
Good shout, but completely wrong. And Ryan, have a little still opportunity. Dingle Dell.
Dingle Dell. Dingle Dell. Circuit of the Americas. I don't know.
Pota.
I don't know. I'm just saying a name. I ain't got a clue.
enough.
I just want this round over.
Okay, I'll give you another clue. Double points for that point and this one, whoever gets it first, okay? And this is on the same racing track as Dingle Dell. Okay? Druids.
You're
Ah.
joking.
Ryan.
Brands Hatch.
Brands Hatch. It is indeed
You're
Brands Hatch.
joking. What? Where's that stupid name? Where's
Dingle
that?
Dell. It's probably like a tiny little bump to the right or left.
Yeah.
It's the tiny kink to the right
On the
when
start
you're coming
straight.
up the hill, coming up to Sheen Curve.
That's what that's called.
Oh my god, really?
Dingle Dell.
That's
Oh
terrible.
dear.
Whoever's
What's the
done
name?
that is
Absolutely.
just terrible. Doesn't deserve to be
Here's
called that.
here's another good one coming in. Got a couple more. You ready?
Yep.
Les Coms.
Leave it. I think it's in
Josh?
Monaco.
Monaco. Ryan?
So is that wrong or right?
No, that would be that it's wrong, wouldn't it? If it didn't give him
Okay.
a point.
Les Coms.
Les Coms.
This
France?
6-second time window is.
Yeah, the 6. I mean, he's got nothing to lose here. Come on, Ryan.
I said it, France.
France. Wrong. Wrong. It is, in fact, Les Coms is just at the end of the Kemmel Strait in Spa.
See, I think it's
Ah.
because it's a French word, and I think it's got to be either
Yeah.
Monaco. What's
It's a
the
good
one?
shout. It's a good
Paul
shout between
Ricard.
them.
That's
Or
why I went
Spa.
with France, to be fair. So.
I mean, France
Okay,
is a
got
country.
2 more.
Well,
Yeah, I
didn't
wouldn't
know
have
the
given.
name
I
of
would
the
have given
track.
him half a point. You could say if you actually got it.
I couldn't remember the name of the track.
Paul Ricard.
What is? Yeah, I mean, Paul Ricard.
Paul Ricard. Okay.
Pure Ricard.
Paul Ricard.
Okay, you ready for this one?
Yup.
Curva de Sol.
Sounds Italian.
Curva do Sol.
Leave it. It's definitely not
Josh?
Italian. It's Spanish or
I don't know.
Portuguese. It's definitely not Italian.
You are talking to the one person that does not like countries. So.
I don't think it's Spain because I think their corner names at that track is probably boring. So I'm going to go with Portimao.
Portimao. That is incorrect. Ryan up for a steal.
Bollocks.
What's the name of the corner again?
Curva do Sol.
You watch this with Italian.
Absolute random guess. I nearly did say an Italian Jack then.
God, no, leave it there.
I mean, it could be Italian. Could be.
Yeah, I don't know. Can we pass?
If you just score a point, just name a Formula One track, Ryan.
Monaco.
No, wrong.
There we go.
It was Interlagos again.
Right.
Curva do Sol is turn 3.
Yeah, they speak Portuguese, don't they? Damn, that's what's ruined me.
Last one. Are you ready?
No, we've been ready all this time.
Mirabeau.
I recognise the name. I think that's too hard to guess off that, personally. Are we able to get like half point?
Can we have
the country it comes from?
Negotiating. Country it comes
it's
from.
so hard.
Country it comes from. All right.
I've no idea.
Get ready to buzz in. Get ready to buzz in, but I can't tell you what country it comes from.
Okay.
That's a pretty obvious clue.
Leave it. Leave it. Monaco.
Name the country. Can't really.
The race is the country. Where is that? Where is that one?
Where Nico Rosberg lost the car.
Oh, okay. That one. All right.
That's
really hard.
Mirabeau. There's the Mirabeau. There's 2 Mirabeaus. It's one at the bottom or Mirabeau.
Do you know what? This is the main issue with Sky Sports coverage. Is they call everything turn 1s, 2, and 3 and 4. They don't name them anymore. Yeah. That's Sky's fault.
Crofty. I'll give anybody. Hold on. I just got a good idea. You know when at school they used to be like next goal wins, right? Yeah. I'm just gonna throw out a next goal wins.
Wow, really? I'm winning. Here we go. You watch it be Ryan's favourite track.
No, there's like no corners on it. He's still got one of them wrong.
Yeah, Scary 1 and 2. Yeah.
So
it's Lesmo, isn't it? Not a Scary.
Okay. It's Lesmo. I thought I'd just leave it.
He's absolutely shitting on me for getting it wrong.
I just nuked it.
Who can name? We'll do it for who's in the lead first. So it's Josh is in the lead with the quiz at the moment, right? By a point, I believe.
Yes.
So correct. Josh, you get a first crack at this to secure your victory. Can you name every corner at Silverstone?
No, I can't name all of them, but I can give it a go.
See if you can name more than Ryan.
The trouble is, I don't know the first corner's name. I can't remember. I'll never remember that. So I can list them off. I can go, and they're not in order. But it says Club, Vale.
Okay, I'll just
Maggots, Beckett's, Stowe, Brooklands. I think there's 11 and I've done 6. That's it, I'm out.
Ryan, can you get 7? Ryan's had enough time to Google it.
So... mate, my hand's been crossed the entire time.
If you know that.
But the thing is, though, I've got them ones that Josh has said, obviously.
So list them off again, because knowing what you're like, you could forget them.
Maggots and Beckett's, Cox.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I forgot that one.
Stowe.
Yeah, he missed
Chapel.
Cox. Stowe Chapel.
Farm. Is it Farm? Oh. We'll come back to that one.
Okay, we're still on 5.
What's that on 5? Oh, fuck. Which one have I not done that Josh got? Club corner.
Nice.
Vale.
Good. He's done it. But can he carry on for double points?
Let's end the count. Just do it there.
I want to go
That's time,
farm
everybody.
curve, but I'm not sure if that's correct. But I'm going to end on that one.
Farm curve is correct.
Yeah, I'm going to end on that one because that's the... I can't think of any more.
The only ones you've missed were Luffield, Woodcote, and Stowe for Ryan's one.
Yeah.
And Chapel. You also missed Chapel.
No, he said Chapel.
No, I said Chapel.
Did you say Chapel?
Yeah, I said
maybe you got 8.
Oh,
And Village, of course, as well. And Village.
Village, yeah.
Yeah, well done. Very, very good. That was perfect.
That was obs though because he's done the museum and I haven't.
Oh,
True.
leave it.
Oh,
leave it.
that's what it comes down
leave
to.
it.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I went through the museum.
Okay, right. Well, very good game. Ryan actually takes that because all of that knowledge was utterly useless until I just threw in a farm curveball at the end there.
Yeah.
So
basically.
Ryan does take that win because Josh has been steamrolling with the quizzes recently, so we'll bring him down a little peg there. Right,
I'll take it.
everybody, thank you very much for listening once again to the podcast. Guys, you got anything to add at the end? Any little takeaways? Say bye to the listeners because you're rude and never do.
Be
No,
nice
not
on
really,
social
just,
media
yeah, bye.
and buy.
Yeah, keep your opinions.
Keep your
to
opinions
yourself.
to yourself
Yeah.
because no one cares.
Basically,